Hello everyone, welcome back to Tech Cloud channel. In today's video, we are going to discuss about the SNMP, which is SNMP Network Management Protocol. So basically, SNMP is a protocol used for network management, which allow administrator to manage devices on an IP network. It helps to know about the ongoing status of devices and also help to control them remotely. So SNMP is widely used in network management for network monitoring. It is also an application layer protocol and it uses the port 161 and 162 over traps as UDP. In these days, some smart devices already have SNMP installed in their software, and also we can have some tool like Manage Engine, PRTZ and SolarWind to monitor and control the network using SNMP. So the question is, why do we need SNMP? Suppose in your network you have 1000 plus devices, and to know the device's health, alarm, working status, or to monitor them, we cannot check each devices individually and even cannot have a centralized visibility on them. To tackle this management problem, we can deploy SNMP in the network. And since its name, Simple Network Management Protocol, so SNMP has some simple component, SNMP Messages, SNMP Security, and some developed version also. So moving on, let's first look into the SNMP component, as SNMP has three main components. At first, we have SNMP Manager. It is a centralized system used to monitor network and also known as Network Management Station. Then second, we have SNMP Agent. It is a software management software module installed on a managed PC, and managed devices can be network devices like PC, router, switches, servers, or so on. And then we have MIB, which is Management Information Base. MIB consists of information on resources that are to be managed, and this information is organized hierarchically also. It consists of object instances which are essentially variable. Now moving on, we have SNMP message. So in the SNMP message, at first we have the GET request. SNMP manager send this message to request data from the SNMP agent. Simple. Then we have GETNEXT request. So this message can be sent to discover what data is available on the SNMP agent. Then we have the GETBULK request. So this message is used to retrieve large data at once by the SNMP manager from the SNMP agent, and it is introduced in SNMP version 2C. Then we have set request. So it is used by SNMP manager to set the value of an object instance on a SNMP agent. Where we have response message also. So response message sent from the agent upon a request from the manager. When sent in response to get message, it will contain the data requested only. Then we have traps message. So traps are the message sent by the agent without being requested by the manager. It is sent when a fault has occurred in the network. Then we have inform request message. It was introduced in SNMP version 2C and used to identify if the trap message has been received by the manager or not. So these are our SNMP messages. Now moving on, and we have SNMP security label also. Security label in SNMP define the type of security algorithm performed on SNMP packets actually. These are used in only SNMP version 3, and it has a 3 security label in SNMP version 3, since SNMP version 1 and version 2 does not have any security. The first security label we have, which is no auth, no priv, means no authentication, no privacy. This security label uses a community string for authentication and no encryption for privacy. Second, we have auth but no priv, auth no priv. So that means authentication but no privacy. This security label uses HMAC with MD5 for authentication, and no encryption is used for privacy also. Then we have a full-fledged security label which is auth priv, authentication and privacy. So this security label uses HMAC with MD5 or SHA for authentication and encryption. Uses the DES56 algorithm actually. Moving on, so there are three SNMP versions, which is the SNMP version 1. SNMP version uses community string for authentication and uses UDP only, where SNMP version 2C uses community string for authentication and it uses UDP but can be configured to use TCP also. That's a variable. Then we have the SNMP version 3. This is the most advanced and secure SNMP version. So it uses hash based MAC with MD5 or SA for authentication and DES56 for privacy. This version uses TCP. Therefore, the conclusion is the higher the version of SNMP, the more secure it will be. That's it. So now let's look into the request and messages exchange between SNMP manager and the SNMP agent. So here on the screen we can see that SNMP manager send SNMP get and set request, and behalf of those messages SNMP agent send response of trap and inform. Later again SNMP manager request SNMP GETNEXT and SNMP bulk request to know all about the devices. So those messages being used here to get the communication or get the messages between server and SNMP manager and SNMP agent. Moving on, let's now look into another important aspect of SNMP request, that what is inside the SNMP request packet. SNMP version has their own packet format, like as we can see on the screen, SNMP version 1 and version 2 has IP header, UDP header, version, community string and SNMP PDU. Inside the SNMP PDU, as for each PDU, there is PDU type, requested ID and variable building, like we have here for get or GETNEXT PDU, then we have GETBULK PDU and GETRESPONSE PDU. We can also see same thing in the Wireshark capture here, that we have those SNMP PDUs here. Then in this message you can also see that it is a GET request and it is the GET response request. Okay, so this is the way we can identify how this SNMP request looks like in a Wireshark capture. Now moving on to the SNMP version 3. Since SNMP version 3 is an advanced version of SNMP, it has the different packet format than version 1 and 2. Now here on the screen you can see that in a SNMP version 3 packet we have IP header, we have UDP header, version, message ID, maximum size, flag, security model, security parameters, context engine ID, context name and SNMP PDU. Same thing we can see in the Wireshark packet capture, that it has the version, then it has the global data, engine ID, then it's a user, authentication parameter, encryption PDU, everything over here. Okay, so now moving on, let's summarize the use and limitation of SNMP. So the use of SNMP is that it is simple to implement first, and agent are widely implemented. Also agent level overhead is minimal into it. It is robust and extensible. Also polling approach is good for LAN based managed object. It offers the best direct manager agent interface, and SNMP meet a critical need. Now let's look into the limitation. So the limitations are like it is too simple and does not scale well. Then there is no object oriented data view. Also it has no standard control definition. Then it has many implementation specific extension like private MIB. Then it has the high communication overhead due to polling. So this is all about SNMP, and there are much different way to configure and deploy SNMP in the network based on the version, SNMP version and managing tool being used. So I hope this video is helpful and provides some knowledge about SNMP. Please do like, share, subscribe and comment in case of any query or suggestion.